Hey everybody, it's Doug here, Doug Mystic Guy on Board Game Geek, getting ready to bring you our third episode, turn 2 of our playthrough of Rum and Bones, where we are having two ship crews, fantasy style ship crews, battle each other as they attempt to board each other's ship and take over the ships and items of the other crew. We are playing with one of the base crews, which is the Wellsport Brotherhood, and one of the expansion crews, which is Mazu's Dreadful Curse. And you can see that the little yellow ships are Mazu's Dreadful Curse. They are an Asian, like Chinese-themed gang or crew, and we're having a lot of fun with them. They're pretty neat. And then Wellsport Brotherhood is kind of a traditional pirate crew led by Captain Daniel Pale. He looks just like a pirate. Very much so. I really like his miniature a lot. Pretty sweet. Yeah, anyway, we're going to get started, but first I have a couple corrections. Well, actually I have one correction. When I spawned these two guys over on this spawn point right here, that is against the rules actually. You can only spawn one character per spawn point. So I just want to point that out. Not going to change anything. Just want to make sure that that was clear so that when you're doing your games of it, you will know that you can't do that. Not the biggest crisis in the world, but for the sake of knowledge, I wanted to arm you up. So, I think we're going to get right into it, and we're going to start with the next turn of the Wellsport Brotherhood and see what kind of trouble they can get in. There's a lot going on. Can they survive? So one of the things I had a question on was the difference between being KO'd and falling into the drink from the riggings. The last turn, Stumper Pete fell into the water, and we turned him on his side, but we did not give him what is called a dead man's token. I don't think I have any readily handy to show you. But anyway, when someone is KO'd, they get a dead man's token. Then you flip it up, and they can become in reserve. I think when they fall in the water, though, they are actively still in reserve because they get to be deployed this next turn. And it says that you stand up KO'd heroes, but you also remove their marker. And that happens after they get their coins. But anyway, I'm a little confused about that. So I think he does get a coin because he is not out of reserve. He gets to be deployed this turn, right? So we're going to do that, I'm sorry, not that, and that. So all our heroes in reserve get a coin, and then we get to deploy one. But that's not happening. Well, yes, that is happening yet. So no, take it back. We're going to do that in a couple of phases. I'm really trying to think about this rule here about the KO'd heroes and the difference between a KO'd heroes and a hero that falls into the water. I think I'm right on that, guys, but if I'm not, let me know. Anyway, we're going to go now to our deck gun, which is the next thing that happens. So the Wellsport Brotherhood has a bit of a dilemma here. They left this area basically undefended, and there's an enemy hero there that can be striking at two of the objectives. The Wellsport Brotherhood's armory is up here at the top of the map, and the riggings is right here, and they're both right next to him. So now he has to clear those guys out to attack the riggings, but he can turn around and start attacking. That is, by the way, he is Lang, Lord of Lang, the Panda Warrior brute from the Mazu's Brotherhood ship crew, and he will be able to do that. So I think we're going to fire the deck gun at him. That's 4 dice against him. It's pretty good. And I think if we could do enough damage to him, it might scare him off, and then we can send a hero that way to finish him off if he chooses not to run away. Let's see about that. Also, let me think about my cards here. Remember, we have our cards. We have Parlay, that's if we suffer damage. And now remember, we got those at the end of last turn, so I couldn't have used this yet to prevent the damage that happened to Mad Ivan because we didn't have it yet. Charge after friendly hero performs a move, the hero may immediately perform one free attack, and then pick up the slack, select one zone, and immediately move all deckhands. We're probably going to do this actually, but not for the purposes of the deck gun. So let's just fire that bad boy and get it going. Now, where's our deck gun? Right here, at the very bottom, but it doesn't matter. It can fire anywhere, right? That's the cool thing about the deck gun. As you can see, it has an asterisk by its or special by its range. So its range is everywhere. Let's go roll the dice and see if we can do some damage to Lang, Lord of Lang. Okay, 4 dice. We're going to roll against him. We need a 4 or better. See if we can do some damage. Ooh, well, we did 2 points. This seems to be the going rate. That was a 4, actually. We did 2 points to him, so Lang, Lord of Lang, is going to take some damage. Specifically, he will take these 2 points. And now, that is our deck gun. So what happens next? Next up, the Brotherhood gets to deploy some crew. So I'm grabbing more deckhands to place out, and they will appear in their spawn points. So 2 will appear here. Boom. And then we'll have a couple more. I'm trying to use different ones in different groups just for the fun of it, so they look like they're a motley crew. I got 2 going right here. And then last but not least, we got 2 more going right here. That is the deployment of our deckhands. Now, of course, we also get to deploy 2 bosuns. And I think that we'll deploy a bosun here for sure. And since we're going up against some heroes and bosuns here, I think we'll deploy one of the other bosuns right there. So we have 2 heroes over here. Yes, I know I cheated to get in there, but that's okay. And we'll do that. That is the deployment. Now we're going to activate all these fine fellows, right? And so to start, these guys are going to move here. These guys are moving here. We're starting to get some momentum, some traction. These fellows are moving here and here. We got here, here, and here. Now, what are we going to do with that nonsense? Well, this is where I was thinking of actually playing one of my cards, Pick Up the Slack. It says, select one zone and immediately activate all friendly deckhands and bosuns. Well, I had a thought there. I had 2 thoughts, actually, and I'll show you what they are. Well, first off, one's right here. I could move these 2 guys up into here and make them that they would have to kill these guys would have to kill these 2 before they could hit the heroes. That's an option. I also thought since we have these 2 deckhands here, they could attack those guys and see if they could thin them down, because they are going to get attacked back and possibly killed. So it's a thought. I think since we have 2 heroes against 1 and some deckhands, I think we're okay here. I think I'm going to play this card. By the way, it does not have a Kraken at the bottom, so it's just going to get discarded. I'm going to play this card, and we're going to do Pick Up the Slack, and we're going to send 1 zone charging ahead, and I do believe that zone is going to be the one up at the top. So we're going to charge these 2 guys ahead. They're going to get to attack there. They don't have a bosun with them, so they're going to have to roll a 4 or better, and there's 2 dice against the 4 enemies in the square there. Now, some of you may disagree with my strategy. This is a learning game, but like I said, it's not a learning game, really. It's a learning game for you. I don't know if this is good strategy. I've never played Mazu's Dreadful Curse, but I mean, theoretically, you want to do damage as quickly as possible, so I think this is an okay move for us. Unless we don't do anything, which is the case here. We did make the attempt and failed. So that is the activation of our normal dudes. Now we get to deploy. We got 2 heroes on the board already, so we're going to deploy 1 more. You know, I was very worried. I wanted to get their deck gun, but I'm still thinking about that. I have no hero over there dealing with Lang, Lord of Lang, and I really didn't do enough damage for him. He can take 14, so I didn't do enough damage to scare him off, that's for sure. He's just going to be wailing on stuff up there, so I kind of think I need to send somebody his way. I was going to send Stumper Pete along here, but I don't believe I'm going to do that. Stumper Pete is a nice, powerful guy, so we're going to deploy Stumper Pete, and he's going to be deployed right there. And we can go brute to brute. Lord of Lang against Stumper Pete. And that will be okay. Maybe we can scare him off and do some serious damage to him. Alright, well, let's continue on. So now that we've deployed our 1 hero that we can this turn, we get to activate some heroes. And I think we're going to start down here, because we got a lot of activity going on. Okay, there's the big ship right there. Ivan and Mags are going up against the ship captain from the Lang crew. That's Shen Wei and Shen Yang, and that's because there's two characters. There's a guy sitting on top of a guy. I showed you that last episode. And I don't know how clearly you can see him there. There you go. See the little dude? That's Shen Yang and Shen Wei. And he is well protected there with a bosun and two deckhands. But that doesn't stop anybody from doing anything. And Ivan actually has 4 gold. So if we look at, I think we're going to do him first. So I'm going to put his card up on the screen now. Okay. You can see he's got 2 abilities. He's got riposte, which I do have to remember because it's a reaction, meaning when he's attacked. And I failed to do that the last turn. So guess what? It says when a hero damages but does not KO Ivan, with an attack, roll 1 die for each miss. For each 2+ you rolled, this other hero suffers damage. I don't remember what the roll was for Shen Wei, but we're going to assume since he had rerolls that it probably wasn't much. And then we have Flurry of Blows. It says Flurry of Blows for each hit rolled, roll 1 extra die. We're going to do that. So Ivan's going to town on his first attack. That's going to cost him 3 of his gold, 3 of his 4 gold that he has. And he's going to get to roll a base of 4 dice. He needs a 3 or better, but for every successful hit he gets, he's going to add a die to the roll. And he can't attack Shen Wei first. He's going to attack that group. If he can kill all of them, that will leave Shen Wei and Shen Yang exposed to taking damage. Okay, Ivan using his Flurry of Blows ability. Let's see what he can do. Wow, he got 3 hits already. That is awesome. So we're going to put this die aside, and we're going to get to roll 2 more dice. Because he got, well, I'm sorry, 3 more dice. He got 3 hits. I'm just going to take the one we failed at. So right now he's got 3 hits, which means he gets to roll, as it states on his ability, for each hit rolled, roll 1 extra dice. So he gets 3 extra dice against them. That means he is going to do damage to Shen Wei. And he got 1 more hit. So here's what's going to happen. Wait, he needs a 3 or better, right? He actually got 2 more hits. So for a total of 5, he attacked back with a massive blow. It's going to be an interesting turn, guys, because he took out all 3 of these guys first. That was his first 3. And then he did 2 points of damage. Is that correct? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We took out 3. Now he's going to do 3 points of damage to Shen Wei. There is the 3 points. But that's not the end of that, because we also have more to go. He killed 3 guys, so he gets an additional 3 coins, and he's still got 2 actions left. Now, I don't want him to die. He's got 6 out of his 10 hits against him, so we do have to, I think, move him away. But in the meantime, he is going to use his Flurry of Blows again and spend another 3, since it was so effective, another 3 coins, and he's going to attack Shen Wei again. Could be devastating. Let's see. He's going to get 4 dice on his Flurry of Blows. Is that correct? Yes, 4 dice. These are 3 or better. Okay, for every 3 or better he hits, he's going to roll an extra die. He got a 1, 2, 3 again, so he rolled 3. He's going to get 3 extra dice to roll. Let's roll those. Oh, 3 ones! He totally botched it, but he did do 3 more points of damage to Shen Wei. I don't think that's a turn you would complain about overly much, because he's done total of 6 points to Shen Wei out of Shen Wei's 10. He left him in the same condition that he's in as Shen Wei attempts to defend the armory there. Shen Wei is going to need some heroic help, but unfortunately all 3 deployed heroes are on the board. I don't think you can, have to refresh, but I don't believe you can do any more than that. Okay, let's continue on. That was Ivan. Now he's still got another turn. I could attack again and possibly kill him, but if I fail, or when he brings another hero, they're going to kill Ivan. I don't really have a way to heal Ivan though. He does have his riposte ability that I do have to remember. I could move him away, or I could just make a regular slice and dice attack, 3 dice with a 3+. That will not kill him though, but it could get him closer. I think what we're going to do with Ivan is going to go 1, 2, and back up to this group for some protection. Where did he go? Just to pan the camera there. He came over to here, so he moved into this group here. He's seeking some protection from the bosuns and the deckhands after dealing devastating attacks on the captain of the Mazu's dreadful curse. Okay, and that is going to end his turn though. So next I think we'll activate Miss Mags. Why not? Miss Mags is there. You know what she can do? She does have 3 coins. I'm going to put her card up on the screen. She's got two things she could do. She could do Wellsport Fury. One friendly hero attacks and gains 1 die, or one friendly hero attacks and gains plus 1 hit. Now, she could do that, but she can also do Second Wind, which I think she's going to do as her first action. It's going to cost her 3 coins. There's her 3 coins. We're spending them like wildfire, but she gets to remove 3 damage in any condition. Now, Ivan doesn't have a condition, but we are going to remove 3 damage from him and help him be better. And then she's going to, for her second action, she's going to do her payday attack. So that's going to give her 4 dice. She needs a 4+, and she's attacking Shen Wei. Let's see what she gets. She gets 2 hits, so that's going to be 2 more hits. And then for her, and she's going to get to give a gold coin to a deployed hero, and it's part of her payday ability. And she's going to do that again for her third action. So 2 hits plus, oh, just 1 more hit. So 3 hits total. Not going to kill Shen Wei, but get him very, very close. So let's go do that. And also she's getting 2 coins, which she's going to, I think, give to Ivan. Oh, wait, she's probably going to collect them herself, so she can do Second Wind on somebody when they're wounded. So, or maybe Stumper Pete, so he can do some serious damage. He's going to go next. She's going to give both those coins to Stumper Pete. But before we wrap this up, we need to give Shen Wei 3 more points of damage. I've put that on his sheet. He's in serious hot water there. But he has managed to fend them off for a turn. See if he can keep doing it. They could not attack the armory there. That was the point of him coming in to defend that location. Okay, but now we're going to get on to, I think we're going to give those 2 gold coins that Miss Mags got for her payday attacks. Boom. It basically says 1 deployed hero gains just automatically whether she hits or misses as long as she does that attack. That gives Stumper Pete 3 coins, which will allow him to, because he already had 1, after rolling, Pete may suffer up to 4 damage to reroll as many dice. I don't know if he'll do that or not. But, yeah, I don't know. We might save up for his Anger's Enthusiasm, which gives him plus 1 dice for every 2 damage on him. He doesn't have any damage yet, but okay, we're going to go do Stumper Pete. Let's get focused on him now. Okay, here's Stumper Pete right here. He's going to move into this crowd for some protection. Then he's going to wail on Lang, Lord of Lang. He is just going to use his basic attack, his Mighty Blow. He does not have any damage on him, so his special ability for that does not come into effect, but he is going to get to roll 4 dice. So he's taken 1 action of 3. He's got 2 more to go. Wellsport Brotherhood has to stop Lang. So roll 4 dice, see if he can do some damage. Okay, he did 2 points on that one, and so he got 2 points of damage on that attack. He's going to make that attack again for his third and final action. And he got 2 more for a total of 4. That seems to be my going run rate on these attacks. That does, however, put a total of 6 points on Lang. I'm going to take the 2 off him, and then he's got 6 total there. He's also got some coins saved up, so he's probably going to do something pretty devastating back. He's mad now that Stumper Pete has done that kind of damage to him, but it seems like the threshold is 8. 2 more points and he would have gone into some kind of frenzy. It looks like that's something all the brutes can do. Anyway, that is going to end the Wellsport Brotherhood hero actions. So what do we do? Well, the first thing we do, is we check to see if the Kraken arrives, but there has been no cards played with the Kraken symbol. We only have 2 cards left in our hand. We did not use them. I'm holding them for one for next turn. That's our parlay, which allows me to mitigate some damage. And I didn't use the charge. I could have given, maybe before we do that, I'll give, he did make a move action. He could have gotten an extra attack using this card on Lang, Lord of Lang. Why don't we do that? He's going to use that charge card before his turn ends, and we're talking about Stumper Pete again, to roll another 4 dice attack, basic attack against Lang. These cards tend to be game changers, guys. Well, anyway, here's the 4 dice. Boom. He got 1 more hit on Lang with a 4. Not sure if that was worth wasting the card on, but that's what we did. Now we're officially over. We have 1 card, so we're going to get to draw up to 3. So we have 1 right now. We're going to get to draw 2 more. Let's see what they are. They are going to be there. Ooh, this one's a big one. It's got 2 Kraken symbols on it. Cutthroat Tactics. Before a friendly hero makes an attack, this attack deals plus 1 damage per hit. Wow, that's a lot. That could kill somebody quickly. And Broadside Barrage. Friendly turn. Make the following free attack on any zone. Wow, so you get to basically make a free deck gun attack on anything. That's pretty good. I like that. And of course the Kraken didn't come out, so that officially ends the turn of the Wellsport Brotherhood. Now we're going to move on to the Mazu's Dreadly Curse crew and get them done. First thing, of course, we're going to do is give them some money for the ones that are not deployed. So that's going to be a coin for Zai of the Red Mist, Zaya, and Lo Fang, the Demon Serpent. They each get a coin because they are not yet deployed. As a point on deployment of heroes, I did it anyway, just by default. I did redeploy Stump Repeat, but it does say that if a character goes overboard, he must be redeployed. Okay, yeah, and then we have to check to see. It says then the next player should count the number of deployed heroes they have. We have 3, as well as any number of dead men tokens on their recovering heroes. If the number of deployed heroes plus dead men tokens is less than 3, then an additional hero may be deployed. Okay, so we don't have those scenarios. If we do have one of those scenarios, that all 3 heroes are currently deployed for Mazu's Deadly Curse, or Dreadful Curse, rather. And I think we're going to start with Shen Wei. He's in a bit of hot water. He's only got 1 gold on him. He's facing Mags, who has no damage. Now, she's our quartermaster, so she's not particularly tough. But she's still healthy and has no problems, and she's got a couple ways that she can deal with him in the next turn. But we're not going to do that yet. We're going to fire our deck gun. So we've talked about the heroes, but let's get the deck gun going. And I think that, well, I believe that the deck gun for this group is going to be fired at this group of people up here. These 3 guys with a bosun, or 2 guys with a bosun, and our hero Stump Repeat. Okay, deck gun, do your thing, kaboom! Let's see, we get 1, 2 hits from the deck gun on that group, so we're going to lose the 2 deckhands that are there. I'll show you that. What is going to help playing out as the deck gun smacks these guys here, leaving this space with just the bosun and Stump Repeat. Next up, we got some deployment to do, so we are going to deploy a couple of deckhands here. They're sorely needed over there. We'll deploy a couple more deckhands over here, and then lastly we will deploy 2 deckhands right here. Now we also get to deploy 2 of the bosuns. So we're going to deploy the bosuns in the most obvious of places. Interestingly, I think both of the bosuns are going right here. They need to help out their fearless captain before he gets slaughtered by Miss Mags. And we also need to continue to protect the armory. But that is our deployment, and now we're going to activate. So all of these guys come to the defense of Shen Wei right here. They all move into that spot. Now I'm going to do the north ship, or the ship onto the other side of the Wellsport ship first, because there's going to be a bit of a fight up north, and I want to do that one last in the crew movement. We have these bad boys. These guys are going to move up. They're not going to get to attack. These 3 will move here, and then these 2 will move on to the deck gun. Now remember, we have one of the heroes for the Mazu's Deadly Curse there, or Dreadful Curse, Mr. Koga, the fireworks guy. He's pretty neat. And then last but not least, for this part of the phase, we're going way up to the ship on the north. We have these 4 guys are going to get to attack there. So guys, as turn order goes, I'm sorry, my camera I guess moved when I tilted it for this. These guys basically have to attack first right here. If there is an attack, that's got to go before you move, because otherwise these guys would move up and attack, which wouldn't be fair, and because you'd have more troops there then when there shouldn't be. So we're going to go roll the 4 dice. Remember, they need a 4 or better. They're just deckhands. Against the 2 deckhands they are facing. Okay, here we go. The attack. Boom! Oh my gosh, they hit all 4 times. So, not that it matters, there's only 2 guys to kill, but that's still pretty effective. Remember, when you kill deckhands with deckhands, there's no divvying of gold or anything like that. They're just gone from the game. So the crew there did manage to kill the deckhands. Okay, now that they've done their attack, they're all going to move up. So those guys move up, these guys move up, and these guys move up. These folks are advancing. It's getting kind of tight. It's crazy. But that's what's happening there. Man, it's a lot of action going on these ships. So that is the crew movement. Now we're going to go to our heroes. I think we'll start with I don't know. We got 2 heroes in trouble. We could start with Master Koga. We know what he's going to do. Sorry, it's Mr. Koga. He's right here, And I do believe that he is going to do something to those deckhands up there, the ones with the bosun. Let's see what he's got. He can do his firework barrage. I think that's pretty easy. Shenlong's Fury says for each zone beyond the first, this attack rolls +2 dice. Don't think we need to worry about that. That would cost him 3 gold. He's got a lot of gold. He's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right now. And then Dragon Rocket, select one zone within 3. Roll 1 die for each hero in that zone. On a 3+, that hero suffers 2 damage and bleed. Well, there's no heroes close enough for him to do that. So he's just going to make his firework barrage attack. Now remember that heroes targeted will suffer blind hits, but there are no heroes there. So it's just going to be 4 dice with a 4+, and he's got enough range to do that. The range on that is a 2, which is exactly right. He's got a 1 and a 2. So at least I believe that's how, I'm pretty sure that's how range works. Let me just double check. I don't know, I seem to do fine with this when I'm just playing, but when I'm videoing, I know I can't go backwards, so I want to double check things. See if that is the truth of it. Okay, so measuring range, when an action or ability, such as an attack, has less range, is always measured in zones. It can't do it diagonally. Okay, yes, we're right. Okay. Alright, so he is shooting at these 3 right here with his dice. Okay, Mr. Koga, firing 4 dice at the deckhands and bosun. Boom! He managed to do, he needs a 4, so he only hit once on that attack. Well, he might as well take a second attack and do that again. See what he gets. Let's see. Boom! That time he got 2 more. That's going to kill all 3 of them. So these 2 guys and the bosun are now gone with the firework barrage from Mr. Koga. Pretty good, effective guy there, I think. What do you think? I like that character. He's pretty neat with his abilities. And then he's still got 1 more action. I think he's just going to move up right now. As he's going to continue to go on the ship, because then he can get these guys and then start damaging. Now there's 3 fronts that the Wellsport Brotherhood have to worry about as far as getting their objectives attacked. Okay, I think next we'll go to Lang, Lord of Lang. He's way up at the top, as he is challenging that bosun and our Wellsport Brotherhood brute Stumper Pete. Now let's take a look at his abilities. Unbearable Fury, what is that going to do for him? There's also Pandemonium, but I don't think we're going to do that. It says move 1 zone. Every 2 damage, Lang may move through zones containing enemies. Roll 1 die for each enemy he passed through. On a 3+, he knocks that hero overboard. Roll 1 die for each enemy here passed through. Okay, so it only matters for heroes, I guess. Or he can, and that's going to cost him 4, so he can't do that one yet anyway, but he can do his Unbearable Fury. Before rolling, suffer up to 3 damage. Now, he's definitely not going to do that. He's already hurt, so he's doing the Way of the Panda. Says if he has 8 or more hits, he does. Every hero hit suffers a slow condition, and we'll talk about that if that happens. So he's going to roll 4 dice. He's got a 4 better to hit, and he's swinging on the space with Stumper Pete and the bosun. Okay, here we go. Lang slinging 4 dice. Let's see. Booyah! He got 2 hits. That means the bosun is killed, and he did do a point of damage to Stumper Pete. So we remove this bosun. He is hurt. We take 1 point of damage and put it on Stumper Pete from that attack. But in addition, remember, because Lang does have more than 8 points, he gets to put a slow token, and I'll put that up on the screen right now. The slow token means that Stumper Pete can only take 1 move action, and that will affect only his next turn. Once Stumper Pete completes his next turn, that token will come off, but that's still pretty important, because Lang then can do some things and run away, and Pete probably won't be able to chase him effectively. So I'm thinking that well, we got 2 more actions with Lang. He could attack Stumper Pete again. He's a little worried because he's so, if they go down, it's problematic. I think that the next thing that Lang's going to do is swing in the riggings to here to protect himself. That's going to give him a swing of 1, 2, 3. So if he rolls a 3 or better, he won't go in the drink. If he does, then at least he fell overboard and is not going to get attacked by Pete. So Lang is going to use one of the cards, the Mazu's Dreadful Curse cards. It says Fujin's Blessing. And it says when a friendly hero activates, which we've just done, the hero gains 1 gold for each move action he performs his turn. That might seem a little wasteful, but here's my thought on that. That 1 gold gives him 4, which would allow him to activate his Pandemonium ability, because he is moving right now. And we're going to roll to see if he ends up in the drink. Hopefully... Oh, no! Well, that was ineffective for him, because you know what happens when you fall in the water. Sploosh! Oh, so much for the 4 gold, because when you fall over the overboard, you lose your money. So that was a risk we took, and that's where we ended up. So that's going to cut Lord Lang 1 short of his actions and the actions for him. We still have Shen Wei. He only has enough to be able to do his basic attack, and it's basically, he does get to reroll 1 die. He has a 4 to hit, and he's going to be swinging on mags. I think he's just going to wail away. He's pretty well protected there. Of course, Ivan's probably going to come on to him and fight him again next turn. Oi, oi, oi. He is in trouble. He is going to make at least 1 attack on Mag, so let's do that. Okay, guys, here's his 4 dice. Let's see what he gets. Woo, he did okay with my typical average of 2 hits. It'll be the first time that Miss Mags takes some damage. Booyah. She has taken a hit. Now, Shen, he does get to reroll 1 die, so I'm going to reroll it off camera. But there's a 2 here. Let's see if he got a 3, so it still didn't hit. That's okay. I got to remember he gets to roll a die on that attack. So do I take 1 more swing at her again? I think we will. Okay, here we go. Boom. Oh my, he only got 1, but he does get to reroll a die. We're going to reroll this one. And he does. It turns that into 2 more hits on Mags. Daniel Pale, the captain, wants to get into the fight and tear Shenwei apart because he's damaging his beautiful Miss Mags the quartermaster. Beautiful and deadly she is. But he did do some damage to her, so that is his second action. But for his third action, we're going to play a little... Well, let's think. So we know that Stupper Pete can only take 1 move action. He cannot reach this back row right here. So I'm thinking of having him swing across 1, 2, 3, 4 to there. Worst case scenario, he ends up in the drink, gets redeployed next turn. That's not such a bad thing. And we have some sufficient protection there with the bosuns and that. So, yeah, I think we're going to do that. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. So let's go. He's got to roll a 4 or better. I've had bad luck with these dice rolls on the rigging rolls, but he's going to swing across the rigging over to that other point right here and get out of harm's way. I mean, theoretically, it might be better to have him die and come back, but I don't know. It seems because they're out of the game for a little bit. That could be bad. Remember, and if they have that token on them, they can't. It counts as a deployed hero, so you only have 2 heroes running around. But he rolled a 3 and he failed, so he ended up in the drink too. Okay, so we know that Shenwei and Lang, Lord of Lang, will be redeploying next turn. We know that already in advance. That's going to help the Wellsport Brotherhood with their turn. And that's going to end all of the actions for our characters for the Mazu's Dreadful Curse. So what's next? We check to see if the Krakens come out, but nothing yet. We haven't even played a card that has a Kraken symbol on it yet, though I do believe we will be getting close to doing so. I'm just double checking to make sure that's true. That is true. Okay, so the next thing that we do is we get to draw another card for Mazu's Dreadful Curse, which will bring them up to 3. So here's 2 cards, and here's their third. And I'm going to take a look at that one and see what it does. Okay, fair enough. And that is going to end our turn, guys. I did want to show you something. This is a special character that came with in the Kickstarter for Mazu's Dreadful Curse as well. You can see their symbol up there in the corner. That's Nemo the Lost. Apparently he got lost somewhere in the China Sea or something in his Nautilus, and ended up with the crew from Mazu's Dreadful Curse, and he's pretty cool. So I could have used him as an alternate quartermaster to Lo Fang the Demon Serpent as an example. And there are also a ton of mercenaries that you could swap out with your crew members in the positions. Now remember, you have to have one of each position. So you have to have a brute, a quartermaster, a swashbuckler, a gunner, and a captain amongst your heroes, but you can flop them out, and there's a lot of them that came in the Kickstarter, and I assume that all of those, or most of those, will not be exclusive and will be offered later. Also, I want to point out that if you look in the rule book, there is a cool section I just want to point out to you, because there's quite a bit of lore too. And I like lore. I like the stories behind it. It's called The World of Rum and Bones. And in this case, it's talking about the Wellsport Brotherhood, the sea creatures. This is in the main book. And there's one in every book. So there's one for the Mazu's Dreadful Curse in their book. And there's Mags in all her glory. And there's Ivan and a bosun and one of the crewmen. That gunner there, he hasn't come into play, but that's Blackout Bart. He's pretty cool. And let's see if there's any other big pictures for you to see. Oh, this gets into the Bone Devils. That's the undead crew that is also part of this part of the base box. And there's Captain Daniel Pale and the crazy Stumper Pete right there, the brute. He's an able seaman. Not sure what that means. I could interpret that a couple of different ways. Additionally, when we do have the Kraken come out, I will be showing you these, or the sea monster, either way. These are Kraken tentacles that go along with the game. There's really no definition of how to use them. I was using them to show targeted zones when I play. That seemed to work very well, and you'll see what I mean by that when the Kraken comes out. So lastly, guys, I'm like 2 to 4 subscribers away from 2,000. Oh man, I'm so excited. That's been like a goal of mine for a while, is to get to that level. Now I told you about the box. So far I told you that in the box is Oddville, and I'm adding something really cool to the box. I was torn on giving this up, but this game is cool, and I want someone to play it a lot. And it's, as worker placement games go, it's not one of the ones that gets played in my group as much. So I am going to add the Ancient World. Look that up if you want to the box. So that's two things in the box right now, and I guarantee you there's going to be more. So right now you have Oddville. It's like a card city building game, and the Ancient World, which is one of the premium games I said I would be putting in the box for giving away when I surpassed 2,000 subscribers. And that is not all. I'm going to continue to add to that as we go, just out of appreciation. And the more I get over 2,000, the more I'm going to add to it. So, and I'm, of course, like maybe the week after I hit 2,000, I'll do a drawing of everybody that's in place and give that away to somebody. And that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it because I like you guys to play more games. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing, and I will talk to you next time.